Oh, check this out, guys. 30,000 apples. Check this out. 30,000 apples. Let's buy the lot. We can't because we don't have the entire means to do it. But right now, okay. Ooh. Oh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of war, traders of great renown, I, the strategic Indian, bid you welcome to my channel, where our motto is think, practice thinking. If you like the content, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment, which will greatly help with the almighty YouTube algorithm. Wars are expensive. Total wars are totally expensive. Therefore, if you would like to, then you can support my armies and cities via coffee or directly through PayPal. Links are in the description below. Other than a one-time donation, those entering the monthly membership tiers can have my heaven shaker armies named after themselves and watch with pride as they blaze their way to glory. For the city builder in you, whole cities can be named after you, which will last the test of time herself. Thanks in advance for any and all support. Now, on with the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Banished, where we continue with our 1 million food challenge without farming, animal husbandry, and other such nonsense, and we continue to dominate through trade. So we have got a nice resource merchant who has come in, and we have enough things to buy. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to buy those 100 logs. We have trained him up very quickly. Orders, of course, we are not going to buy grains and things. We are going to get the logs. We don't need the steel tools yet. Dismiss and we buy. Now, as we discussed in the previous episode, we did a little bit of mapping. So we mapped out this district. We mapped out a district over here for production, another production district over here, here, and here. So there'll be 3 on the top, 3 at the bottom, 6 production hubs. And that, I think, will be enough to go to buy 1 million food. So I am not inclined to have this production hub, this common production hub in the middle. These schools are going to get moved. These tailors and blacksmiths are going to get moved. Let me go ahead to the purchase first. Yeah, everything is fine. Great. Beautiful stone, and this is here. Great. Right. So I want to have 6 production hubs. 6 production hubs right here in the center. This being the first one, 2 on either side, and then 3 at the bottom. Whole thing is symmetrical. 6. And I want to have housing surrounding it. So all of this right here all the way, and then down here will be housing. Beyond this particular production hub, this particular production hub, we'll go around, we'll surround the whole thing with housing, which is going to feed all of the markets and, of course, all of the ale and tavern buildings, all the woodcutters, all of that needs people, which we are going to supply. And I thought of a better design for the cemetery. So let's get rid of this. You're going to enjoy this. So what I want to do, space permitting, else we'll have to move it a little bit. I'm going to have 3 roads, all 3 of them coming right here into a central well around which we are going to place the cemeteries. So we will have something of a nice community center for our tombs. So right here, let's go 7 by 7, and we'll have 7 by 7 here. Right, so then this guy needs to move So I'll have to deconstruct. I'll have to deconstruct and then... Okay, we'll worry about it later. This is no time for decoration. We still have to win the game. So I'm going to also break the last of our cemeteries. I'm sorry for doing that, but we have to win the game. That's the main objective. That's what we are tasked with. If I have to keep this... Hold on, let me keep this one. I'm gonna remove the extraneous roads for now. So you see, this is going to be the thickness, so I need to move everything one way so that everything still fits. We'll get rid of the roads for now. And cancel removal right here. This initial set is fine. I'm going to remove the well because the well is going to move over here. So there'll be 4 cemeteries around this, and then there'll be a well right in the center. That I think will be quite beautiful to look at. But all that is super luxurious. We don't need to do any of that to win the game. Right now, we need to put people into going ahead and getting the framework to win the game. So we have got a lot of logs and stones, so we can build up quite a bit. Let's continue. We're going to remove these schools. Be very careful that you don't delete schools, because then you'll get a bunch of uneducated people. And now we'll check our houses. So we have more families than homes. In the previous episode, we were building all the houses over here to supply labor to the trading hub that we're building up. But we need labor for all of these taverns and all of these woodcutters that we're putting down. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to check if the sound is way too high. Yeah, I have it at 10. And let's go ahead and put some houses down here. Else, all of this planning is for naught. If people are coming to work for the tavern from very far away, then we are actually not doing a good job. So this is a production hub here. This will all get converted into a production hub down here. Of course, we'll flatten a little bit of ground over here. Now, let's do a little bit of look-see on our houses. That is, of course, going to be a chore, but something which needs to be done. Right, so this is a broken home. A 35-year-old man with a 5-year-old girl. Don't want that. Don't want that. A 35-year-old laborer living on his own. Don't want that. We want nice couplings between people of more or less the same age. As we got 32 and 35 paired up, 20 and 20 paired up. So that's why it's very vital that you make sure you do these checks from time to time, regularly. Right, so here you can see there is a woodcutter who's staying in this house, and as soon as we build the house for him, he will be able to move in there and be very close to his own workplace. Here we have got 400 iron, and since this is the early game, I am going to get that iron. So I'm going to bump this up to 999 iron, buy all of it, and then bring down the iron one more time. So this is going to ensure that we can build without any hiccups. We had to give orders for a lot of stone to be collected from the surface, which is not ideal because I would rather get them through trade. That's faster, that's more economical, because it's free. Instead of paying something, I would prefer something to be free. I'm going to put down a stockpile here so that I can get the stone over here very quickly, and another stockpile here. Let's build one which is already made and nobody needs to construct it. something like this. This is also not in the open. Because I don't want to spend time for somebody to go over there and build it. So there you see, it's already built. So any stone and iron that we break are going to get stored here, which will help us move to that region very quickly. We have another trader in. Go away. I don't need seeds. What have you got? 800 stones, 200. Oh, beautiful. Let's buy. Let's buy it all. We could only get 276 stones because that's all that we had cash for. Meanwhile, our storage barns over here are up. That's going to give a little bit of a low walk distance for our boys, allowing them to quickly store up and make trips back and forth. We'll have a look at how our houses are going up. So we have asked houses to be built over here. And let's continue looking at our houses. Make a habit out of it because, yeah, that is actually a productive habit to constantly check all of your housing. There are many slots in the house. So if you see, there are a lot of slots, but all they can take are 3 children. So this guy, so for example, let's go to this house. This house cannot have any more children. So it is in your interest to build a new house so that this 12-year-old student, Glinstay, can move somewhere else, and therefore another child can be born in that particular house. Those are the limits, nothing we can do about it. 3 children per house are the limit. We have now got 48 homes for 47 families. So as soon as we build this particular house, we're going to give it a bit of a rest because we caught up to the number of houses. In today's episode, I think I'm going to have the entire production block up and running. So they are going to be constructed, they are going to have labor, and they are going to be pumping out constantly a lot of resources. So for example, we have only one vendor. That's of course not going to cut it. So let's put up 6 vendors right here so that I am able to go and get all of those apples. If you look at the inventory, let's look at items in storage. We have got most of the apple out. Okay, we don't have any apples lying around. Let's look at storage. Yeah, we have 1800 apples, so that means that we don't need to build any more taverns. What we need to build are more woodcutters because we have 4600 wood which needs to get chopped up. Chickens, go away. I'm going to deconstruct this storage barn because I will require this area for taverns and of course for woodcutters, because this I'm going to convert into a production hub rather than have a common production hub over here. Now the reason why I want to do that is that I want to have houses around the entire production hub. Now if I keep my schools right here in the middle, and there is a house right here, the kid has to walk this entire way to get educated. It is a better bet for me if I sneak in schools right behind the place where my housing is going to be. If I put my housing around these corners and I go ahead and put all the schools in and around that place, then they are going to go to the school which is nearest to them, which is going to cut down walk distances, and therefore it's going to make me more efficient on the long run. That leaves churches, so we'll have to sneak in churches, and it also leaves the tailors and the blacksmiths, which I'm going to build right here. Because if you see, I can build another block of 3 houses, and in this market, which I'm going to open up, I can get wood and iron So this market guy is going to get wood and iron, and we are going to manufacture all the tools. Oh, check this out, guys, 30,000 apples. Check this out, 30,000 apples. Let's buy the lot. We can't because we don't have the entire means to do it. But right now, okay. Ooh, oh boy. So let's go ahead. First, let's buy 9,999 because it's going to buy quite a lot, right? So 23 we can't put down, 23,000 we can't put down. So we'll buy it 9,999 at a time. So there you see, this is more than 10. So we'll have to bring it down to as close as the limit, trade, and then the rest he's going to auto buy. Let's check the purchase order. That's fine. So the food merchant just brought us 30,000 apples. 30,000 apples. Look at our food. It's at 15,000. If we look at our items in storage, we have 22,534, which we have bought. But we are using it for ale, so don't think that we are fine, that this food is going to last forever. It's not. So we have to make sure that we get all of this converted to ale, sent back right here, and then converted into additional currency, additional food, and etc. We'll check where our laborers are coming from. They're coming from very close by. We don't have large walk distances. So since we didn't build any housing in the center, we built it very close to the labor needed for the trading post. These production hubs are working less efficiently because the houses which are over here or over here were giving supply of labor to the trading. So as soon as we build up these houses, we are going to be able to stabilize our working foresters hub again. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Let's put ourselves to doing that. You see, they're walking a little bit to their work, and we want to make it better. Let's go ahead and try to beautify over here. This is per se not necessary, but we only don't do things which are necessary in life. We do things for leisure. And this is, of course, a bit of leisure, a little bit of fun for our bennies to go and relax in this very nice cemetery hub that I'm building for them. They love visiting the cemetery. So all this is your choice, whether you want to do that or not. It's up to you. Feel free, don't feel free. Doesn't matter. And right now we do have the second market is up. So let's plug up and go ahead and put in a bunch of workers in the markets because we have the labor for it. So 12 workers for the market, and that is going to ensure that apple gets over here very quickly, and then they can be picked up by my breweries and converted into ale. Let's buy logs and stone. Cattle go away. So we're buying up 600 stone at a time right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel the pickup that I requested over here. I don't need the stone. We're going to be so rich that we are not going to need this pathetic amount of stone right here. So that is going to focus my builders on their job, and it's going to allow us to dominate because we have closed ranks and we have made the areas where they have to be closer, and therefore they are going to be able to go ahead and work much more efficiently. So my plan is that right here I want to have a well. So let's go ahead and remove the roads from here. Is that it? It's to be removed from here. Yeah. It's really hard to see in this game. We'll go ahead and path all of it. I made a mistake, guys. Sorry. This needs to move. Man, this is becoming a whole chore. This row of roads needs to go away. It has to be right here. Yeah, so these two cemeteries needed to go so that I can fit it. Okay. This is gonna bother. Okay, we don't need to worry about it. 28,000 apples, which I can buy with, I can just buy 5,000 of that. Close to 6,000 because that's what I have, 5,000. So let's go and buy the apples because I need it. It gives me more money because ale is more expensive than firewood. So let's prioritize buying the apples. And I'm going to tell him to go ahead and start getting ale himself. And firewood. 3448 firewood. And 4147. 4147 I said. Of firewood. Let's check our mushroom. Yeah. We have 780 mushrooms. So this guy has gotten ahead and gotten all of those 780 mushrooms. Let's see how much we have it in storage. We have 2,000 mushrooms, 2,200. So I'm going to ask him to pick up 2,000 mushrooms. We built up extra storage areas over here, so we don't need to worry about storage area for a little while. And it's very close to the market, so we are going to be able to convert our labor quite quickly. We again have more families than houses. Yeah, I can clearly see that. So we are going to start building houses in the far end. So this would be a market. Why is there? I have to flatten the ground here. Yeah, so there is a little bit of a bumpy bump. But we will require housing. Now, let's try to think which is the best place for housing. Best place for housing is actually over here so that I can supply labor right here. So let's build up housing over here. Now what I'm going to do is, since we have so much stone, I am going to start building stone houses. So I like this stone house the most. Let's go. I like this stone house the most because this one has got a second floor. No other stone house has got a second floor. So you see, this one doesn't, neither does this one. This one doesn't, this one doesn't, this one doesn't. Only this one has a two-story thing. It has got a little turret. So this is going to be our very first stone house. All the way after 7 hours of gameplay, we are building our very first stone houses. So whenever you see somebody on YouTube who goes ahead and puts down stone houses, just stop watching if he does it in the first moment. Yeah, he or she has no idea what they're doing. I saw a video which after 8 years had 13 views, not to make fun of that person or anything. But I saw that the title of the video was "My Run of Banished Failed." And yeah, what they did was they put up stone houses and then they put up gatherer's hut without storage, without anything. And Yeah, it didn't work out. Another bunch of nomads are here. So as we said, these are spies, and no spies are allowed. So let them just be there. We don't care about them. We are getting a lot of laborers very, very quickly because our schools are placed very efficiently. We have 31 students, so I think it's time to build a school. Because I can have a maximum of 40 students. So this is already in the danger zone. And you know what? I'm going to put it for now over here. I'm going to maintain this pinwheel. I'm going to maintain the pinwheel because I don't have the infrastructure to go ahead and take care of all of them unless I can do that quickly. So let's do that quickly. If this is a production hub, this is going to be a market. There will be production hub here, and then there are going to be houses right here. So the school should come all the way over here. So let's cancel these schools and let's prioritize this school. And what this is going to do, it's going to take education of all of these kids up. So building the school over here is actually a fantastic idea. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't have the orientation the other way, else I would have. Such are the challenges of life. But we will build this one up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to already put the number of teachers to 3 because I do require this to get working ASAP. Let's continue trading our stuff away. We have quite a lot of requirement for labor builders. So I'm going to put up 8, say 7 builders, because then we can build up things much faster. As you can see right now, we have 58 families for 49 houses. So don't panic. It feels that you would have to really throw down a lot of houses in rapid succession. But just calm down. Those people are just probably 20 or something, and they still have their whole lives ahead of them to go ahead and make children. Always have laborers. And check your houses. Right, so we do have a lot of requirement for houses. And our stone house is taking forever to build and put down resources for, but it does that. So at this point we have 20 woodcutters, and they are going to cut down the wood really, really quickly. I have gotten 5 to 6 vendors per market, so I'm going to pause this market right here because I want the school up. Yeah, the footprint of the school is down. 2 workers are right in there. They have understood the priority. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to build some extra schools anyways, because if I get uneducated people, that's going to be an absolute disaster. I don't want any uneducated people. I want educated people going ahead and making a bright future for our people. Our storage is filling up. So what we are going to have to do is we're going to use it for things which require a lot of material. So that is the blacksmith and tailor. So make sure you make a pinwheel of them and you leave one gap because you can. And always check that the roads are fine and going around them. There we go. So this is fantastic. We're going to pause these tailors and blacksmiths because I don't need them per se. We are close to 800 tools, so probably another blacksmith is good. It will help us get rid of some of these logs. It will help us get rid of some of this extra iron that we are getting. We are close to 1800 stone. There we go. New school is up and already students have started to flock to it. We shall require a lot of housing at the present moment, so I'm going to remove these. I'm going to remove these roads because all of this is going to be housing. So there's going to be housing all around right here, supplying labor to this central hub. We have 16,000 apples. That is fantastic. We are going to keep it at one tailor because 4 hunters can basically just keep one tailor running most of the time. And yeah, he can't do any better. So you see, we are at 30 students. We had a capacity of 40, but now we have pushed our capacity up to 60 students. So that is nice. And what we can do is, we don't have the labor for it, so we'll wait. Our new houses are about to go up and they are going to have demand. They are going to have a lot of demand because we have people who require these houses. So these are legitimate demands and we're going to fulfill all of them. Right here, this particular school, we will have to deconstruct and move it because this was built way early in the beginning when we did not know where all this housing would go and where everything would go. It's not possible to plan that far ahead in the future, says every bad planner ever. But yeah, genuinely this was way too advanced for us to have predicted where the school would have gone. The ideal place for this school is going to be, say, somewhere here, behind these houses, and probably later I'm not going to be even happy with this one, get it moved, or I'll see what to do about it. We have got 4 builders. Let's push it up to 6. And I think I should prioritize the house building, else they just willy-nilly go and do other things. Like, for example, they will be busy trying to make this cemetery circle that we're making over here. So you see, this is the cemetery with a nice cross in the middle. Seven by seven cemeteries are the best because they give you the most bang for the buck. And of course, for us right now, you can clearly see how much stone we have. We don't really care if we need that efficiency, but I like the beauty of it. I'm going to pause the well. I'm going to pause all of these cemeteries because else they just keep getting distracted and don't do the work that is needed of them, which is building houses. These are the houses which really needed to go up. And they are. Our first stone house is getting built. Another boat is in. Let's see. 22,000 apples, guys. So let's try to buy 9,999 because that's the max we can do. Let's try to buy 3,000 or 2,000-ish more because else I won't be able to buy any more. than that. So 2000 divided by 4 is 500. I don't have that, so I'll have to pay with ale. And he's going to buy the rest, because you see I have 10,000 apple right here. I can buy up to 9,999. I think it's time we start diversifying. So I am going to order him to start bringing in apples, fish, potato, and wheat. Dismiss. Because right now we are getting things which are more than the capacity of what we can actually buy. So that is telling me that we have to make sure that we start buying other things. Then, we are going to get apples which are below the 10,000 limit. Else we are going to just have these boats come in and they are not going to buy other things, and we are going to get into a bit of a mess. I think this one is trained up. Let's go ahead and give him the orders for all of these and order him to get apples, fish, potato, and wheat. And let's buy 6,000 so that he can buy the rest of the apples himself. 6,000. There we go. So we're getting more than what our capacity is. That's why I want to go ahead and make sure that we get the diversity, and that is going to ensure our food diversity. And of course, in addition to that, we are going to get things which we can buy the entire lot of without micromanaging. And micromanaging at this stage is not a good idea. There are a lot of directions you can get pulled at and get blindsided in. And therefore, what you want to do is ensure that the game just works as it should, and you use the game and its mechanics to its benefits. We'll put down stockpiles wherever we can. That's the name of the game, because we are getting tremendous amounts of stuff coming in. Huge number of stuff which is just coming in. So wherever you see space, of course, don't make it too small. And later we are also going to build big ones. Right now, this is just applying band-aid to the problem. I don't like to do that. It's always solve the problem rather than just have temporary solutions. But at this stage, we are going to go ahead and do a little bit of band-aid so that we don't get pulled in too many different directions. I'll flatten a little bit over here. Please oblige me. So that little thing I can fit one more storage barn over there. We are at 27,000. So you see, we lost people and we didn't have any laborers left. So that's why you really don't want to have additional trouble of having to micromanage everything. So you see, that's why I wanted to make sure that we begin to buy things as we want them. Our stone houses are beginning to go up, and you see the people who are moving in are 25 and 22. That tells me that they can start reproducing once they are 18. Actually, they can start reproducing even at a lesser age. I don't want to say that. We have 4 workers, because the rest are getting siphoned off into the market, into the vending, into the trading. So that, of course, is going to take a little bit of labor away from us, which I would like to put into building, but I can't do that. So we will just leave that be. 20,000 apples. So I'm going to ask him orders: apple, fish, potato, wheat. You can choose other things. I'm just taking one from every food group. So potato is the food group for vegetables, wheat for grains, fish for meat because that is the cheapest protein source I can get, an apple for the fruit because I want to make ale out of it. Let's try to buy all of this apple. Let's see how much that comes to. 5153. Trade, and I'm going to keep this one up so that any that he does get, he is going to purchase. So I'm going to make sure he's trained to buy the grains and meats, fish, and vegetables. We have another trader right here, I believe, hiding chickens, and yeah, I don't need that. Go away, chickens. Go away, cows. The reason I use the flatten ground mod is not that I really want to flatten every place. Often what happens is that there is a bug in this game where if you put down certain buildings and you put a road next to it and then you remove the building, remove the road, then that land becomes inaccessible. One square will become inaccessible and then you cannot place anything over there. So that is why I have that little bit of a mod that I use to get rid of land in case I need to. So I'm going to now start throwing down large amounts of stockpiles so that I am able to take all of this stuff which is coming in. So we will require to put some 10 by 10s down. Let's see which is a nice way for it. So I have space, say 14. So let's put some 7 by 14. I want to have a road going through it. So that's 13. If I go from here, then I can go 6 by 10 and 6 by 10. Whatever. These large ones are going to go ahead and start getting all of this storage that we are getting, because we are buying a lot of stone, we are buying a lot of wood, all of the things that we need to grow our colony in an aggressive manner is what we are going ahead and getting. There we go, we made space. Go ahead, let's start building over there. And as soon as we do, then these pop-ups are going to go away. The pop-ups are not that annoying, but yeah. So you see, right now, the market guy has to come from a little further away. He is coming from a little bit away. So I'm not able to efficiently move enough apples over here. I only have 64 apples. So these tavern guys are going all the way to the trading hub to go and get those apples. So technically we don't want that. We want to go and for them to go and get those from the market and drop it at the market. Constant traders will be coming in. It's going to be constant. When we build up the entire colony, this will be just constant, and hopefully we'll have them all trained and them just going and buying everything under the sun. At this point, we have got 10,000 logs, so it is possible that we can get our foresters to stop working. And it's better if they go and start acting as vendors, etc. So let's look at this house. This house is stupid because somebody 49 and moved in with somebody who's 12. Now I can't upgrade it from a wooden house to a stone house because this is a stone house to begin with. So I'm going to have to deconstruct it and then build it. So once you have stone houses, it's far worse, far more clicks to get it to work. See, it's again screwed up, 48 with 18. This man really wants to go with teenagers. The Leonardo DiCaprio of the Banished world. Don't want that. We'll have to keep an eye on this house because some potentially illegal activity might potentially allegedly be taking place. No, now this is fine. 19-year-old boy moves in with the 18-year-old girl. That's perfectly fine. We approve of that. We can build a few more houses right here. Wherever we see spaces over here, we are going to build houses. Oh, this is not the kind of house I wanted. So go away, house. Okay, let's have a look at this. I'm going to zoom in. Look at this trader. She is moving. I'm going to slow the gate down. Look at how she moves. She's moving with the wheelbarrow to the side. That means all the storages are filled up. There's not enough storage. Whenever you see them walking and doing this Ministry of Funny Walks kind of a walk, that means that they are bringing, we don't have storage capacity. And that's exactly what the case is. All of our places are completely full. We are not able to pull our produce out into the real world where they can be traded away and gone and taken out. So that tells me that we have to start focusing on building more, giving more, supplying more labor to all of these traders and to the vendors. That's what it tells me. So I'm going to build up these houses so that I can get families started, and then those families can all become laborers. So I have a little bit of space here, so I'm going to see if I can squiddle a well here. I can't. Never mind, we tried. Always keep an eye out on the number of students that you have. See how quickly we are filling up. That's the number of people, number of resources we are making. We're making a fantastic amount of resources right now. It takes years to make this kind of resources, and we are making them in seconds through trade. Seconds. Now, look at this. We have gotten a full bunch of different kinds of food. So now, for the first time, wheat is going to come into our system. And what that is going to do is it is going to start giving a balanced diet to our people. They need grains, they need fruits, vegetables, proteins for a full health. They are at 4.5 stars because we have got herbalists working. But if you give them good food, then they are going to stay at 5 stars. And that's what is going to begin now. I'm not going to dismiss him yet because I don't have enough firewood. Let this boat be in, and it can pick up all the firewood from over here. And then all of that is going to get traded out. We have 7 laborers now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put labor into the trading hub, because I have people living nearer to the trading post. I don't have enough people living next to my market. Let's go back to speed 10. We have 36 builders that we need, but we are supplying them with only 6, a sixth of what they actually need. And slowly all of these houses we are going to convert into stone houses, because wooden houses require more firewood to keep them warm. It's like 33% more firewood is required for wooden houses compared to stone houses. 33 or 10%, one of them. I'm pretty sure it's 33%. It's quite a lot. So you really don't want all of your material, which you can easily trade away, getting just burnt up and sent up as smoke. Let's start putting houses down wherever we see them, because I want this trading hub to get its entire share of labor. So you can also way in the beginning train everybody to just bring in the potatoes and the wheat and flour as we are doing now. But I would suggest in the beginning to just get apples and logs like we did, because then you're absolutely sure that you can win the game and you just don't die off, because they are not going to bring enough apples. They're going to bring all of those things, but they're going to split it up into fish and wheat and potatoes, and therefore you get less apples. Less apples is going to convert into less ale, and then you can quickly lose the game. You don't want to do that. You're not in the business to lose the game quickly. You're in the business of winning the game. So again, this boat I'm not going to dismiss, so that I can go ahead and siphon off more of my firewood and ale, and therefore I am able to go ahead and get more storage space. We have 1900 stones. That's really a lot. Always keep free laborers. So your builders are the ones which are going to get converted into laborers very quickly. As soon as you see that you don't have enough laborers, you want to convert some traders, some builders into laborers. That's your go-to. Right. So check this out. Jelinet, the woodcutter, has accidentally been killed by an axe. So yeah, that happens. That's why make sure you always have staff for your schools. In case school teachers die, that can be really catastrophic, and we don't want that. I'll quickly cycle over all the things that needs to be built. Okay, there is a bunch over here, because I need these houses up. Although now you can see that the number of homes is equal to the number of families, but that will happen in a cyclic way. A lot of people are going to graduate, and then a lot of old people are also going to die off. So it will equilibrate. You don't need to rush running around like a headless chicken trying to get everything at the same time. You want to build it up slowly in a very systematic manner. I'm going to buy this 100 leather from this guy, because I can then make more hide coats. Then my tailor can actually have a job for a little while. Meanwhile, my hunters can catch up. You can see a bunch of my boys are just walking around like complete idiots, because they don't have enough area to go ahead and store all of this logs and stone. And therefore what is happening is that what you would have is that he would be dropping that and coming back to get ale. But he's not able to do that, because he is now stuck in the stupid cycle where he is transporting nonsensical things back and forth. So I'm building a lot of storage space, stockpiles. So I'm going to prioritize it, because else these guys are not going to do it. I'm going to stop these storage barns for the moment so that they can focus on the task at hand. They are getting pulled in a lot of different directions, but unfortunately there's nothing to be done about it. That is going to happen. I'm going to pause this market. More brewers, that means more of my apple can become into ale, which I like, because that converts into currency, liquid cash. Technically, it is liquid cash, which I'm going to convert with rapid haste. So let's look at the graphs. You can see our food is shooting up because we have got a bunch of apple that we went ahead and bought. I'm going to put the brewers up, okay. Let's look at our tool production. Right. Tool production has plateaued. It's increasing a little bit because I built that other blacksmith, but it has plateaued for a very long time. So two tool makers, two blacksmiths are not going to cut it. That's what it tells me. So I am going to go ahead and open up this tool maker, and he's going to be very efficient because he has got all the wood and stone right in front of his face, and he'll be able to pick it up and work with it. 30,000 apples. 30,000 apples have come in. So let's go ahead, put in potato, wheat, and fish, because yeah, it's not possible for us to buy all of this. We need the storage area built up really quickly, else, yeah. So here you see these guys are coming in with in this funny way, because finally they have a space to drop all of their wood and things. And as soon as they can do that, they are going to go ahead and do more productive things, which is moving this massive amount of produce that I have. So that is why at this point we will be a bit slow in uptake and selling. But it's going to get better. As we plan out more, as we build up more, we are going to be able to give them. I'm going to put a well here, because remember, disasters are on. So if there is a fire, I should be able to extinguish it. We have requirement of 30 workers. So let's put in 8 builders. Right, another school is up. This is fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to deconstruct this school. But I have got 35 students, so even if I break the school, I'll be still fine. But should I do that? I can. But if I have sudden requirements, I would rather have the school. Whether it works or doesn't work, it's just one worker. Yeah, I'm going to keep that one. Never mind, I'm going to keep it. Look at this. Our ale guys are not working very well because all of this ale is not getting siphoned out. I need this ale gone yesterday. And that's not happening because they were just finding nooks and crannies in which they could put down their silly amount of wood and all these other items. So once that gets solved, all of this is going to get sucked out and we will be able to perform much better. Much better. Let's give priority over here to make these one more time. We have 8 builders and 4 laborers. Let's push it up to 10 builders and 2 laborers. So look at this. Our first production hub is up. First production hub is up. We built this, boys. We built this. Tools are going up. Let's check logs. There you go and see a huge spike for logs. Stone, of course. We're not going to get stone. We're going to buy our stone. That's why we shouldn't look at the graph for it. Our food is jumping up quite a lot. It's plateauing for a little bit because some of these traders just came and went. We're building these houses with great haste. Let's go to overview. Yeah, we require 64 houses and we have 64 families, so we are doing well, I think. So the apples which come up in this market, which is going to happen, is not going to be used up as efficiently because there are no taverns surrounding it. But it's okay because I do require all of these houses to be supplied with their goods. They do require these goods. So here we go. Again, the storm is going to begin again. Okay, here we'll have to be careful. Let's cancel all of this buying because, yeah, else I will just buy random stuff. Let's give him orders to train Hanon up to get apples, fish, potato, and wheat. And you can now. 2000 apples have come. So I am going to buy 2000 apples. Let's buy those 2000 apples. Dismiss. Let's look at our mushrooms. There are still 3700 mushrooms. At this point, I'm inclined to stop gathering, you know. I'm really inclined to stop gathering. I want to move this one over here. I made a mistake again, guys. Because I want to have houses around this market. I can keep it up, doesn't matter. But let's do it. Let's move them further and further away so that they work but don't get in the way. And we have labor which we can supply efficiently to the trading hub that we have built up all the way over here. This trading hub will require a lot of labor. I will get into why, how much exactly they are going to need. That's all going to come. Don't need to worry about it. It's so hard to see in this game what exactly you're building. So I want to have a gap between the tailor and the blacksmith. Yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way it should be. And then the road should go around it very nicely. Right there. Then we'll tunnel through if we need to. Let's put the stockpile in between and then convert it. Cover it with the roads right here. We are going to deconstruct this one because we are building 2 blacksmiths in good order. Let's pause these tailors. I don't need them right now. I'm going to also pause 1 blacksmith because 1 other blacksmith is enough. So here you can see our workers are going to start coming from nearer by. So you can see now the market is getting all of its labor from nearby. Let's look at the woodcutter. You see, he's nearby. He's nearby, nearby, nearby. So again, our hubs are working fine again. So they were getting labor from willy-nilly places, but they are working fine again. You can see all of them are coming from very close by, except a few of them, because we haven't built the labor, the housing over here. Once we build the housing over here, we will be able to supply all of this right here. Our first production hub is completely up and running. I have got 7 extra workers. So we'll have to, wait a minute, let's train this guy up. He's not trained. Let's see if he's got any apples. He doesn't, so I'll dismiss him. And then because it's trained, we are going to push it back up. Grains. Right. Always keep an eye out on your traders. They can quickly pull a fast one on you. And we have enough stockpile area now. Once this stockpile area is also up, we will be able to go ahead and store things more efficiently. We have unentangled ourselves a little bit. I have got 9 laborers, so let's push up the number of vendors to 18. So then there are 2 markets with the 9 laborers each. Let's push it up to 20. Then there are 10 laborers in each of these markets. And therefore, they will be able to get apples over here. They're going to be able to get wood over here, which is going to get chopped up much, much quicker. And therefore, we are going to be able to convert those into workable resources far quicker. I think in the next episode, we are going to start dismantling one of these trading foresters hub maybe. We'll see which one needs to go. I think the second one is the one which needs to go because this is in a bit of an awkward place. It's getting labor sucked up from every other direction, from everywhere. So best is I take out this one, and then I'm also nearby to my supplies, which are this wood and stone and this gigantic amount of wood and stone, and therefore I will be able to construct my buildings really, really quickly. And that's going to free up a lot of labor. So I'm going to get 4 laborers from the gatherer's hut, 4 from the forester's lodge, and 1 each from the herbalist and the hunter. And therefore I will get 10 laborers, which I can put down into additional market laborers, whatever I want, traders. So we are going to get more and more efficient. We are going to then move to another hub right here. We can have another production hub next to each other, 2 production hubs next to each other. That's going to be immense amount of supply. Look at all these busybodies in the market. We have got 612 apples. So then they are picking up the apple, and then they are going to the ale to make the ale. And soon we'll be able to suck out all of this ale from these taverns, because they have a limit. If they build up 300 ale, then they can't build anymore. So you see 200 ale got pulled up by one of these trader guys, which is going to go to my trading hub and therefore get sold out. So it's in your interest to move the ale out, and that's why we were not producing as much. We only produced 140 because we were stuck with all of this ale sitting here. See, 260, that's not good. I'm not happy with this. What we are going to get is close to 560, 540 ale per tavern, and that's going to be gigantic amount of ale. That's going to be a ginormous amount of ale that we're going to build up and trade away. But for that, we need houses to be built, which we are going to do. We have got all the materials. It's just that we don't have enough people moving and putting things in their places, because they are doing silly things also. You can see all of this is filled with apple, but we also have empty space, so we're good. So this is where my hide coats and tools are going to be made, and then they are going to get distributed all the way to all the parts of our empire. We are going to get rid of this tailor and this blacksmith, because I want to move the production for those farther away. Schools are going to be very near to the houses. Like this school is right behind, and it's got 3 students. So we are going to be able to educate our people much faster. Like for example, right here, we do have a hub of a lot of houses, and we have a school right here, 8 students. So it's much better to have the schools right next to where our houses are, rather than having it in a central hub, because that is going to increase walk distances, and therefore it is going to increase the time it takes for my students to go ahead and graduate. We don't want that. Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. That's what we are all about in this channel. This is all advanced stuff. And this is basically all that the community has taught me over the years. This is all thanks to the community, which has given all of this knowledge out. And then what I'm doing is basically collecting them all in one place for you to learn and dominate this game. Always look through your houses. As soon as you have a little bit of time, you don't see too many tasks ahead of you, you do want to look through your houses. Trust me, that is a very productive endeavor. A very productive, very relaxing endeavor. And as soon as you see that there are houses which are, filled with nothing, or they're filled with the wrong amount of people, wrong aged people are in there, then you want to go ahead and deconstruct them and reconstruct them so that they are perfect. And you can make productive citizens who are going to go ahead and help you dominate the game. So this will be it for this episode. What did we do? We went ahead and got the entire first hub up. So let's zoom into that. I'm going to remove all of this writing so that I can screenshot it nicely. Let's look at what this guy has got. He's got a very nice spread. So we will be buying. So let's go to the purchase. I have to tell him to buy because we had cancelled it out. And he'll be able to do it on his own. I don't need to micromanage that. He will do it on its own. Look at all of these supplies that we have. We have got huge amount of supplies. I can't see any of that because I'm in the view for a nice screenshot, because this is our creation. And let's screenshot that. There we go. Let's put the panels up because I really feel blind if I don't have those panels right in front of me. I get completely blindsided. What I'm going to do now is because I have the limits up, I'm going to put the logs up all the way. I'm going to put the fuel up all the way to 1 million. Alcohol is also going to go to 1 million because those are tradable goods. I want to keep 1,000 herbs. I want to keep 300 clothes. 1,000 tools will suffice for now. Stone, I don't care because we are buying. I don't need to set the limits. They will keep buying even if you cross the limits. Textiles, I'll keep it at 200 because we won't be able to cross that limit with 4 hunters. What we are doing is basically just having enough clothes for everybody, but we are not going to be able to dominate. For that, we will require special boats to come in, which are going to buy only hides or wool, and then we can have warm coats made out of wool and leather. And then we are going to give top class protection to our toons, and that is going to allow them to stay outside of outside in the environment far longer, and therefore they are going to work for longer, and therefore they are going to be far more productive. So all that is for later. I'll try to fit some schools in these corners. That's why these corners are for my schools, etc. Always check your houses. As you can see, we have got a bit of a lack of housing, a bit of overabundance of housing. So I'm going to keep them pinned. I'm going to save the game over here because I think this is a nice point. We went ahead and built up the first complete one. We built up a lot of our first stone houses after 7 hours of gameplay. I'm going to pause this one. We build up additional storage areas. In the next episode, we are going to go ahead and break down our first storage hub. Our first forester's hub is going to get broken down. We are going to build the second production hub, and we are going to start mass building houses so that we can start supplying labor to all of these buildings so that they can start working efficiently, and we are able to go ahead and dominate the game and go to 1 million food, which is the stated goal of this challenge. Thank you very much for tuning in. This has been the Strategic Indian. Thank you for the view. I hope you have a nice work week ahead of you and you have a great time. See you guys for more Banished. This is going to continue. As you can see, we have got 38,000 food. We started with, I believe, 12,000, and we are going to continue till we go to 1 million food. Thank you very much, and see you guys for the next one. Bye-bye. This has been the Strategic Indian, signing out.